So we're a little different than Curacao and Aruba. So you were in Aruba, you'll be in Curacao tomorrow. As you can see from the ship already, we don't have any of the high rises. No glitz and glamour. It's not like we're hiding it on you. We simply don't have it. Very low key here, very laid back. One of the most remarkable things about this little slice of life here on this beautiful island is that we only have, I think we're approaching 24,000 full-time residents. That's it. 24,000, yeah. I think Curaçao's up to 175,000 perhaps. I think Aruba's about 125,000, and we have about 24,000. So yeah, it's pretty nice life here. Pretty nice life here. And as we go along, we're all about nature. We're not going to have too many similarities with our sister islands of Curacao and Aruba. It's a special municipality about 5,000 miles away from our homeland. It just means we're a neighborhood, but a neighborhood 5,000 miles away. So everything does take a while here, as you can imagine, red tape and all that good stuff. But this is our area today. No?
In Aruba, yeah.
Behind your ship is a beautiful little pier. Cha-cha-cha beach. Everybody goes swimming there. You might not find a lot of fish if you're going to go snorkeling. That you would do downtown amongst the little boats. But if you want to dip in the water, right behind your ship. Everybody goes. This goes all the way down to the southern part of the island. We're at or below sea level here. So it's natural to make salt here. This is why the Dutch wanted the island. They were feeding the world. They were the world rulers for hundreds of years. They were feeding the world in the 1600s. They got into a lot. The lack of rain is really making things a little difficult, but we know how to roll with the punches here, so we're going to be okay. It's just going to be a little hard.
Alright, one of Bonaire's main exports is salt. As you can see, the big mountains of salt back there. And these pink ponds you see here is where it's coming from. Really pretty, the ponds and all. But you can actually see the shipping. They pump it over here, and they actually have a place for the ships to dock and load it up and ship salt all over the world. Pretty cool. And they give you all the free samples of salt you want right here. Man, big giant pieces of salt. Look at that. Pretty cool. All these rocks you see is coral. The whole place is nothing but coral. This used to be all underwater at one time. All you see, look at this combined, all coral. Look at that, like a big old piece of rain coral right there, looks like. They're pretty cool. Another piece of coral. Everywhere. Giant pieces of coral. Alright, what you see behind me are slave huts from the 1850s when the slaves used to come down here and mine the salt. They had to walk 8 hours to get here and stay the week and walk 8 hours to get back home up on the other part of the island. But these are all made from coral. Somehow they heated the coral and used it. We'll see inside one real quick. But anyway, so part of their heritage.
Inside. Because once they finish the outside, then they have, even the inside, then they have to go back in because it's all concrete. They have to go back in and chisel out for the power lines and the water lines and everything. So and then they have to patch all that back up. So it's intense. It's up here. Well, nobody has central air. We all have the ductless units because it's all concrete. You can't, unless you're a commercial building, you're not going to have the ductwork. This is not the type of Caribbean island that uses boats for transportation. Our road system is sufficient enough for that. And a couple of things, we don't anchor, we don't throw an anchor out, and we don't bring the boats onto the to the coastline. So everybody has to tie up to a buoy. So it's really not accessible to get in and out of your boat. Way up north, we're headed up that way.
Okay, got it.
When we get up closer, it'll be more.
And safe, it's real safe.
It's very safe. Crime is negligible. There's not a lot of physical violence. You see the bees. I leave water separate for the bees and everything. And then this little bush right here is called a milky weed plant. And you see all the holes on the leaves? This is where the monarch butterfly attaches its cocoon. So that's the meal. The other day in front of my house I have one, and a caterpillar was eating some of the leaves, but also when they come out of their cocoon, because the cocoon attaches from the underneath of the leaf, this is like their first meal when they eat.
What is that called again?
You see goats up on the ridge and goats on the rock. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful. Now, if you use your imagination, you can almost see a face over here with the two eyes and the nose bridge. We call this the devil's mouth. It's beautiful. But in all these caves, this is where all the birds and the bats live. We have like 9 different kinds of bats. So you see all those little crevices in there. No running water, no electricity. Let's say we were to make it into a scouting place. It's then the onus is on the parents to get them up here and back home and everything. There's talk of it becoming a marine museum. Which, why isn't there a marine museum? That fish is protected. We don't eat that fish.
Wow.
We have such other great fish to eat that we don't eat that fish.
Well, that's beautiful.
Determination. That doesn't happen here. We ask for things, whether we get them or not is one thing. If we only get half of them, we'll have to keep asking for the other half. So that's where we're at all the time here, all the time. We have no representation. In our own country, we have no representation. Where we don't have a parliamentary representation. There's something on the floor of the parliament now to represent us on that tree. That's a termite nest. Now we have many termite nests on the island, but this is one that we can see pretty clearly. But the most amazing thing about this termite nest is, around the back there's a hole in a termite nest. That's where a bird shares the termite nest with the termite. So you can come behind me and get some good pictures, but we're not getting out.
Pink flamingos.
Right over here.
Pretty cool.
Got a nice group of them, and you see the beautiful, beautiful pink on them. That's why they're not that way, because they're all out of their season. Now, after we have them for stew, I'm sorry, but look at the coat on this one. And he's got a piece of cactus stuck. Look at the skin on that one.
Yeah.
They get the cactus on. And there's some older houses on the other side, but again, we don't go by the outside of the house. Nobody's pouring money into the outside of the house. They don't have that kind of money here. Minimum wage is just over $6 an hour for an adult. Kids are working for about $4 an hour here. So they're not pouring money into their house. It's not something they do here. In the inside, it's all neat and orderly. It's just not putting money on the outside. Waves crashing against the coastline, and that's not so. So it's a little odd to see them really robust. They're pretty good, cranking pretty good, but then the water isn't as crazy with the wind. So it's just a little weird today.
Alright, last stop on the Bonaire tour. We'll get up here and take some beautiful pictures, hopefully, from the top of this right here. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, there's a beautiful view of Bonaire. You can see our ship in the distance right there. And coming around here, another little town right there, looks like. Beautiful, beautiful place. Let's zoom in on our ship right here. There it is right there. That's going to be home right there in just a minute.
And somebody left a sofa.
Pretty cool.
What? A sofa.
We're basically on top of a 400-foot high mountain, and it's nothing but pure limestone everywhere. Unbelievable how this was all underwater at one point in time. You see little chips of limestone everywhere. Solid as a rock, but it's limestone. Pretty crazy. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the Best of Bonaire tour. It's one of the best tours we've actually had. I can't even remember my last tour, but this was very inspirational. It showed a lot of the facts about Bonaire, and all of us really enjoyed it. So if you book a Best of Bonaire on Carnival Cruise Line, I hope this kind of gives you an idea what it's going to be like. Book it. It's a good tour. All right, appreciate everybody coming along. Don't forget to click like, comment below, share, and subscribe to the Gigmaster. We'll see you on the next adventure. Stay tuned.
In the U.S., mostly we use this in water softeners. This is too high quality of salt to use on the roads. It's very, very pure, very fine salt. Until now, when a salt ship shows up, oh, I didn't mess that up today. When a salt ship shows up, they're going to dock over here. And then the way we load it is we put those big black hoppers back there. We get a payloader to put the salt.
Pink
So we got the
flamingos.
flamingos. I see a blue heron in there. The other time, the last trip we came up, there were some pelicans. But you see how they're walking away up there?
So